I had a client family 2 years ago, both spouses in tech, one kid. They had been renting in Cupertino area for years. They loved the school, they loved the central location, and they had built friendships there. Their plan was simple: buy a condo in that same pocket where they were already living. Budget was around $2 million. You know where they ended up? Tracy, a single family home for about $810,000. One reason: the Tracy home was Vastu compliant. The Bay Area homes they were finding in their budget weren't. If you are sitting there thinking, what is Vastu and how could it possibly outweigh staying near the schools and friends you've built your life around? Stay with me. Because what I have watched happen in this market over the last few years tells a story I don't think most Bay Area realtors are paying attention to. I'm Sanna, Bay Area Realtor, serving Alameda, Santa Clara, San Mateo, and San Francisco counties. Before real estate, I spent years as a tech lead and a PMP-certified project manager. So when I look at homes, I don't just see the square footage and finishes. I see systems, inputs, constraints, trade-offs. I notice when the data that should be driving a decision is missing. That's part of why I am making this video. Over the years, I have worked with many Vastu-Conscious clients, first-time buyers looking at $700,000 condo, luxury buyers looking at $4 million plus single-family homes. People searching for a Vastu-compliant home across the entire price spectrum. But let me be clear about one thing up front. I am not a Vastu expert. I haven't trained in Vastu Shastra, and I'm not the person to tell you which way your front door should face or whether a layout is right for your family. What I am is a data-driven realtor who has watched this market shift, who has seen how Vastu actually plays out in real home searches, and who has spent more time than most agents thinking about how to bring better information into process that's mostly running on guesswork. So here's what I'll share: the cultural foundation, the market trend that's quietly changed, the 4 things my Vastu-conscious clients consistently check, and the Cupertino-to-Tracy story in full. In part 2, I'll get into compass problem almost nobody talks about and the system I have built to solve it. First, the foundation. If you have never heard of Vastu, here's the short version. Vastu Shastra is an ancient Indian system of architecture and design. The word roughly translates to the science of dwelling. And it's been part of Indian culture for thousands of years. The core idea is the way home is oriented, where rooms sit, which way front door faces, affect the energy and harmony and well-being of the family living in it. It rests on a few foundations: the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, space, and 8 directions all the way around the compass. And the idea that each direction has its own qualities best suited to certain rooms and functions. Here's what a lot of people don't realize. Vastu has a close cousin in Chinese culture: Feng Shui. Most of you have heard of Feng Shui. If you have, you already grasped the basic idea of Vastu. Vastu comes from Vedic tradition in India, Feng Shui from Taoist tradition in China. They developed largely independently in different parts of Asia with different rules and philosophies, but they landed onto the same core instinct: the direction matters. That where you cook, sleep, and enter your home carries meaning, and that how energy moves through a space is worth designing around. That's worth sitting with for a second. 2 of the oldest continuous civilizations on Earth, working separately, arrived at remarkably similar conclusions about how to build a home. That tells me there's a real wisdom here, even for those of us who didn't grow up with it. In the Bay Area, with our very large Indian and Chinese populations, both traditions are alive in how families choose homes. I work primarily with Vastu-conscious buyers because that's my community and my expertise. I know agents who specialize in Feng Shui conscious clients. The specific differ. The respect for ancient wisdom is the same. I'm not here to teach you either tradition. That's what scholars and consultants are for. I'm here to show you how this plays out in real Bay Area home search. Because for a meaningful share of buyers, these aren't side notes. They are the primary filter that decides which homes a family will even consider. Here's something I have watched change. Vastu awareness is way up from it was 5 or 10 years ago. A few reasons. First is social media, of course. Hundreds of YouTube channels, Instagram pages, and WhatsApp groups dedicated to Vastu. A buyer who never thought about it can become Vastu aware within a week of scrolling reels. Second is the home prices. When you are spending $2, $3, $4 million on a primary residence, the decision feels so permanent. Families who didn't think about Vastu while renting suddenly take it very seriously the moment they're buying. The stakes change everything. Third is the family. A lot of my clients have parents and grandparents in India who are deeply Vastu aware. The moment a buying decision is on the table, the call from India happens. Which direction does the front door face? And fourth, this one fascinates me. Listing agents have caught on. Go look at MLS listings in Fremont, Cupertino, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara, Milpitas right now. You'll see descriptions that specifically say north-facing entry or east-facing home or northeast-facing. 5 years ago, that language was rare. Today, it's everywhere. Now, here's the interesting part. What you will not see in those descriptions is the word Vastu. Listing agents avoid it on purpose. Marketing a home explicitly as Vastu-friendly could alienate buyers who don't follow it. And listing agents' job is to appeal to as many buyers as possible. So, the language stays neutral, but the facing direction language is doing the work. Agents writing north-facing entry know exactly what they are signaling. They are telling Vastu-conscious buyers without saying the word that this home may be worth their time, while saying nothing that could turn off anyone else. That's a real market signal. The demand for Vastu-compliant home is real, and the listing agents are responding to it. Quietly, in coded language, in the listings you scroll past every day. So what are people actually checking? Here's what I respect about my Vastu-conscious clients. They are practical. They know no Bay Area home, 1960s tract house, or modern production build perfectly aligns with every directional principles from ancient texts. They are not standing in living rooms with rulers. They pick the 1, 2, sometimes 3 or 4 elements they won't compromise on, and they stay flexible on the rest. Honestly, that's the smartest way to approach this. In the order they come up in almost every conversation. 1 is the main entrance direction. This is the first filter. The way the front door faces decides whether a home gets toured or skipped. For many of my clients, this is the single biggest priority. 2, it's the kitchen location, which corner it sits in. This comes up for almost every property. Third is the master bedroom location, where the primary bedroom sits and where it is relative to the other rooms. 4, and this is the most consistent and least flexible, the northeast corner must be free. No kitchen in the northeast, no bathroom in the northeast. Most of my clients want that corner clean and open. It is the single biggest non-negotiable for the Vastu-conscious families. That's the list. Entry direction, kitchen, master bedroom, and a clean northeast corner. And here's what's interesting. This list does not change with price. I see it from the first-time buyers shopping a starter condo in Milpitas to a luxury buyer shopping custom home in Saratoga. What changes is how deep a family goes beyond the highlights. Some bring in a Vastu consultant for staircase direction, puja room placement, water elements. But those 4, almost every Vastu-conscious buyer I work with checks them. Back to the family I opened with. Both in tech, 1 kid, years of renting in Cupertino area, roots in the community, school they trusted, friends they had built. The plan was a condo in the same pocket. $2 million budget, a clear vision of their life. We started touring condos, townhomes, some single-family homes at top of the budget. But the same thing kept happening. The properties in that geography, in their range, had entry door facing the wrong way for their family, or kitchen in problem corners, or bathrooms in the northeast. They were working with a Vastu consultant throughout. every promising home got reviewed and the issues got flagged. So we expanded the peninsula, the South Bay, across East Bay. Over the search, we looked at more than 50 homes together. Different cities, different commutes, different lifestyles. Nothing worked. At some point, they had a real decision. Stay in the community they loved with a home that didn't meet their priorities or change the plan entirely. They changed the plan. We pushed the search out of Tracy and found one property where everything checked out. Orientation, kitchen, master bedroom, and the northeast corner, all four of it. And here's the part that surprised me. Their $2 million Bay Area condo budget bought a single family huge home in Tracy for about $800K and change. And to put that in perspective, Tracy's median home price is around $700,000 to $750,000. So at roughly 810, they weren't scraping the bottom of the market. They got a solid, full-size, single-family home with a big yard. Less than half the Bay Area budget, more house, and full Vastu compliance their family wanted. One honest caveat. This only worked because both spouses had flexible enough work arrangements that they did not need a daily office commute. Tracy made financial and family sense for them in a way it wouldn't for a family with daily Bay Area commutes. That matters. They bought it, they moved, they're happy there today. That family taught me how seriously some buyers take this. Seriously enough to leave the community they have built and reset their entire vision of where they would live to get a home that worked for them. If you're Vastu conscious and buying in the Bay Area, here's the takeaway. You are not alone. This is a real growing force in the market. It shapes where families search and what listing agents write in their descriptions. And those 4 things I walked through, almost everyone who's Vastu conscious is checking them. But here's what most people are missing. They are checking the directions wrong. Almost every Vastu conscious buyer I have worked with and almost every agent I have worked alongside is measuring direction incorrectly at home tours. Bad compass readings, wrong tools, wrong methodology. Good homes get ruled out for wrong reasons. Wrong homes get bought because the real issue went unmeasured. In part 2, I'll walk through the compass problem, the 3-step method I have learned from my clients to check the direction right way, and the system I built to do this analysis for clients who ask for it. If you don't want to miss part 2, subscribe. And the link to book a 30-minute call is in the description if you want to talk through your search before then. I'm Sanna. Thanks for watching. See you in part 2.